This is Monarch, Part 2 of Chapter 1, Momo's Chance. Let's begin. The sensei smiled towards his students and walked back to the door to his room. Hurrying his back to the line, he says, "Everyone but the traveling crew is dismissed. Go to bed, you have a long day. The crowd leaves, giving the remaining four a small smile and small good lucks are heard. Sensei clears his throat again, and before going into his room, he tells the crew to pack and ready and rest. They will get the mission information tomorrow before they leave. This leads the crew to leave their places. Momo walks off, waving a small bye to the others, and makes her way into her room. Once the door is shut, she leaps on her bed, excitement all over her face. "I'm finally getting a mission, my first one," she yells happily, and Nan snaps her mask to wipe her eyes, which had slowly gotten wet from her happy smile. The masks the mask being left on the bed, she rolls off the bed and sits on the floor, crisscrossing, getting her new bag together. Water, food, arrows, and crafting tools, sleeping bag, and notebook. I think that's everything. I will buy potions and stuff tomorrow. She sets her bag by her bed and goes to grab her mask. A thought crosses her mind. She's going to ruin this for everyone. The feeling in her chest rises again, overwhelming her happy mood. Momo grabs her mask and holds it, the excitement almost gone. This was replaced by a repetitive march back and forth, talking with herself. There's a dick, and everyone's happy about it besides him, so it's okay. I'm okay. After a couple of walks, she puts her mask on and storms out to practice in the training room, wanting to get rid of her thoughts and her head about Zero and what was said before. Inside the training room, there were multiple moving dummies and multiple weapons to practice with, like bows, swords, axes, staffs, and others. She grabs her favorite bow, grabs some arrows from a table in the room, pushes a button on the wall, which brings the two dummies to life. Momo shoots for a couple minutes, but her frustration is still high, so she puts the bow down and grabs some hand wraps from her pocket to get ready for some one-on-one action with the dummy. Wrapping them smoothly, her breath steady, she goes for the attack. The fight is very helpful. Every punch just makes her feel like she might be punching Zero. She could punch back a couple times, but most were avoided from her. A couple more hits, Momo jumps out of the hit zone and goes to the speed button. She calms to herself, "This is too easy. Let's try 3. Button gets pushed and the dummy stops for a moment and comes back into battle mode, ready to try harder than before. Momo gets to a fighting stance, arms at the ready, when a person walks behind her, watching. This person watches for a few minutes, gauging her ability and emotions as she punches. The person yells for Momo. This causes her to stop and turn only to hit right in the head. "Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to cause you harm." The girl giggles as she walks toward Momo and helps her off the floor, where they both brush dirt off of Momo's robes. Sarah is standing in front of her and smiled widely. "Hi, Sarah. What did you need?" she asked. Smiling, smile back to her. Sweat drips from her face and her breath unsteady. Sarah walks over to the weapons and grabs the staff. Her hands move to a fighting stance. "Want to spar?" she asked sternly, following through as her masked eyes were where the eyes narrow and turn red. Momo grabs the staff from the wall, joining Sarah. They walk toward each other in a straight line and give bows. They turn and walk to another end of the room. They turn and ready their stance for the fight. The first to strike is Sarah. She swipes her wooden staff and hits Momo's blocks. Momo retaliates and drops her staff to Sarah's knees, scooping her off of her feet and making Sarah fall to her bottom in one swoop. Momo giggles and offers her hand, saying, "You were off your game today. That doesn't usually stop you so fast." Once Sarah gets up, they get battle ready and do 3 more rounds. When the last round comes around, Momo's under Sarah in a pin with the staff of her neck. Momo smiles and says, "Okay, okay, you win, 3-4. She looks down at her staff. "You're gonna let me up?" Sarah gives Momo a look and then gets off giggling. They stand together and fell into a loud laugh. Then Sarah speaks again. "Good fight. Let's shower. Want dinner? It's on me." Momo nods her eyes.